Profit with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to profit. Hey, hey, you talking to the prophet. Hey, hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them high roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to profit to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need to cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it poppin'. We chillin' in the drop. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket by any means I rock. This is the Profit with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on the new stocks, this where you get that. So go and grab you.
So what's going on today? Well, not much really. Just basically all-time highs everywhere. A lot of quant buying. You guys know that crap that goes up is still crap, right? You guys know that. I feel like we shouldn't have to discuss this, but don't be confused because the price of something is going straight up that makes that thing any more valuable other than in your wallet. Meaning, if you have crap and it's going straight up, take profit, you dummies. Take profit. Are you guys stupid? You see some of these assets like Doge going straight up. Take profit. What's wrong with you? It's going to $1. Maybe. But it's garbage. It's fun garbage, but it's garbage. If you have garbage in your portfolio and it's melting up, listen, I have a dump truck full of Raven coin, the most trashiest garbage pail dumpster juice shit show fucking quagmire project on the planet. Zero fucking utility. Zero. Garbage. Dump. I mean, the juice in a dumpster at a bar where old steak and pizza and beer rots, and the goo that comes down from that goo is more valuable than Raven coin. Raven coin's going straight up. Guess what I'm doing? Taking profit, you fucking numb nuts, because it's a piece of shit project. Shit that goes up is still shit. So take profits. Please. Don't give it all back. Jesus, you're giving a gift. And then what will happen is years from now, Jerry and I talk about this all the time. Years from now, you'll look back and go, man, I never got lucky. Like all these people in crypto got lucky. Bitch, you have junk coin, spam coin, crap coin, Raven coin, Doge coin going straight up. The universe is giving you a gift. Take it. What you don't want to do is start to convince yourself that these are good projects, because that's flawed thinking. Now, can a crappy project turn into a good project? It's possible. Is Tron going to turn into a good project? It's not likely, but it's possible. If I would look at Tron versus Doge, Doge is a junky, stupid project, but it's worth infinitely more than Tron is, because Tron has that douchebag Justin Sun attached to it. Yes, Tron is going straight up. That doesn't make you right. It doesn't make you a genius. If you bought Tron because you think it's good, you're a fucking dummy. If you bought it because you think it's going to go up because they market well and they spike and they have social reach, okay, now you're playing the game. You mine the profit back to Bitcoin or, you know, some of your kind of core assets, right? Take the gifts that the universe is giving you. Don't be a dummy. Don't give it all back. And don't be like, I'm holding till it gets to 1 million. I'm holding until $2 Tron and $7 Doge and $43 XR. Get the fuck out of here, you dummies. You're going to give it all back. The universe giving you a gift. Come on, man. There you go, Jerry. What is that, like 17? I always like to do about 200 push-ups a night. So that should get me right in the range. Okay, so we're going to talk about all sorts of fun stuff. We'll talk about Coinbase and the differing opinions on the Coinbase listing. I think the way to play it is not the way that a lot of people are playing it. So I'll tell you the way I would play it. There's a few strategies if you want to play it in the equity space. We'll talk about that a little bit. But that's the main news. The news is the news around the news. Bitcoin is not at the all-time high, but it's at a daily. It's at the all-time. It's in the high, right? It broke yesterday, and a lot of things broke up yesterday. So there's been some crazy action. Look at that. We were just talking about dumpsters, right? Look at that dumpster juice, Raven coin. Total dog shit. A lot of dog shit on that list. Digibite. Wazzer X, that's a maybe, actually. IOST, hey, that's on our list. Be smart, man. God. It's funny, too, because, like, I don't know. Well, I don't want to belabor the point, but there's a few of us that have made, enough money to never, ever work again. You know why? Because when life gives us free money, we fucking take it. Oh, wait, that's a follow-on rant. I already did that rant. I'm out of here. Okay, we'll be right back after these non-commercial break. And when we get started, we will talk a little bit about Vortex scores. And then we will go over, we'll look at the Coinbase listing. It's not likely to happen, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 30. Yeah, actually, any minute now. Any minute now, they should start listing. It's coming out at $250 a share, down from $343. The valuation went from $100 billion to $66 billion. This is likely Goldman covering their butts. We're going to talk about it. I bet you guys thought I was going to forget. No, just because I rant doesn't mean I forget my peeps. Let me say hello to, let's start on Theta. Biotech Breakout, the real J. Cole, Primo Abba. That's funny, actually. Get Involved, Stress Relief, What HK, Antonio, also over on the Clubhouse, keeping the fort. In Felix, 23, CC Brown, Gordon, Andy, Sniper Princess, Ab Coyote, that's cool. Maselli, let's see, Virulu, Alion, good to see you. Jose, what's going on? No, Joe, it's not. I can't say Jose, it's Joe. Joe Fernandez, ¿cómo estás? I hope you're not operating heavy machinery. Joe, okay. JR80, good to see you. Expat Matt, Jim, Mark, Aganoy, good to see you. P. Kelly, JJ, Garth, of course, Jerry. We've been texting back and forth this morning. Scott Hill and Scott, bam, bam. Biotech Breakout also on the YouTubes. Oh, we had a little screen jump. This has been a crazy morning. I did a show for Money Matters Press this morning. Oh, did I say it out loud? Money Matters Press? Did I say that out loud? Eek. I let it slip. More news to come. Anyway, did a show that aired from the East Coast this morning. Kind of fun. Emmanuel, Ashley, what's going on? I hope you guys got I answered your question. I hope, tell Dave to check his email. JJ. Dubai Money, Ryan, Nara. What up, Nara? Expat Matt, now Grant Artist. Candace, what's up, Candace? Plu, Nico, Tom. Tube that pipeline, Ryan, and some of these names I'm going to say twice because I have the memory of a goldfish. Bimps, S2K Hobo, what's up? Fishing Magician, Ella Paul, Bobby, Frank, Darting Uphill. Let's see, how much is enough for you personally to never work again? 15 million. But I would never work again. Doesn't make any sense. What would you do if you never worked again? Everybody's like, I want to never work again. No, you don't. You just want to find stuff that's cool and do that. I'm not going to ever never work. That doesn't make any sense. You have no reason to exist. You just be that creepy old rich dude that lives at strip clubs. Not me, my friend. I bring the strip club to me, which is actually not true. I've never done that. Okay. Hoop and Tony. Phil, what's going on? BZ. What up, BZ? Man, we got to get you on the show one time. Crypto Fanatico, Brady, Tom, JD, Sunil, Al, Phil, don't drive into oncoming traffic, Phil. Angela, hello, Angela. I know on Clubhouse, the thing is, man, Clubhouse is a time vampire. You guys realize that, right? It just sucks away your life. And you get in one or two rooms with a bunch of dummies and everybody's the same. You're just a little circle on a screen. It's not like there's any vetting process where it says, this guy doesn't know dick. This girl does. They don't have that. So until there's some kind of vetting process, because simply having tons of followers, there's people with all sorts of followers on Clubhouse that are freaking dummies and they're passing out bad information. I'm just kind of over it. But I do like having Antonio out there kind of keeping the fire burning. Veritax, good to see you. Farmer Ad. Oh my God, Ron. You'll probably hear it. He's at it again. TS, what's going on? Okay, cool. I think we pretty much got the crew. We have a lot of new people that are joining us on Theta, and that's freaking great. So we really want to support the Theta community. I urge all of you, if you're listening and you can possibly listen through Theta, to both set up the Theta app, listen through Theta, do whatever you can through Theta, have the Theta stuff, support, because what they're doing makes sense. Theta is the visual version of what Audius is trying to do. Support Audius, download the app, listen to badass music, homies. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Coin. Coin is a very interesting thing. Listen, so it's gonna technically open at 250. Does that mean anybody's gonna sell their shares? No, ain't nobody buying nothing at 250. I don't care where they open it at. That's just Goldman Sachs trying to cover their asses. Okay, let's look at the excitement right now. The markets are being stupid because everything's being stupid, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with stupid. Stupid is fun. Listen, we're in great markets right now. Most of you have some good gains this quarter. David Schwartz, and I like David Schwartz, first of all. My ire with Brad Garlic Mouth and Chris Larceny does not extend to the rest of the team at Ripple. I think Ripple, the company, is a good company. And I think Ripple, the company, without those two guys, is something I would invest in. But with those two guys, to me, it shows poor judgment to keep them on board. They're crooks, plain and simple. And I'm not even against being a crook. If you're a crook, be a great crook. But don't be a part of a public or a company that's trying to go public. And anyway, I don't want to get into a Ripple thing. But so saying that, David Schwartz, CTO, he's a very, very smart guy. Okay, he's not a great investor. He's made some dumb investment decisions, but he's a smart human. And I do follow him occasionally on Twitter, and I kind of read his stuff. And although sometimes he says some stuff that is kind of sentimental and kind of sad and whiny, he said that people that have life-changing money take some profit. If you've made so much money already this year, we're in freaking April, peeps. If you've made so much money this year that you have a year of your normal income in profit, at the very least, take it and push it back into Bitcoin. You don't give it back. Okay. It's set to open at 355. Well, it's technically going to open at 250, which puts a 66 and change billion valuation. But my guess is nothing sells at 250. And I'm guessing it goes right up to the 350 to 400 range. It spikes up and then it might start to melt down. Now, no one really knows, but for a lot of people, remember, that aren't directly in the crypto space like we are, that's their only real exposure to this, other than like GBTC and some of these nefarious, they call it North American, but let's be honest, Canada ain't North America, right? Red beans can't be no rice, right? Peanut butter and jelly ain't, never mind. We could go off on those analogies. Anyway, my point is it's going to be interesting to watch Coin open because for a lot of people, this is their exposure to crypto. Now, I don't look at Coin the way a lot of people do. So how can I kind of clean this up? I look at Coinbase the way I think Brian Armstrong is correct. I look at Coinbase as a vertically integrated fintech. I look at it as what a bank might look like in the very near future. Okay. So I look at it as not just trading revenues, because we can see, look at your facilities like TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Waterhouse, Morgan Stanley, all these online brokers, the E-Trades, and all that kind of, and then the scammier stuff. And you'll notice that they all want to be more like financial institutions. There's not a lot of money in trade fees, not left. So, but what you have with Coinbase is something that can work its way into retail banking, right? So the non-trading Coinbase revenue is what I'm interested in, not the trade-based. The trade-based revenue is very dependent on Bitcoin. And if you have a flat Bitcoin, which I don't think we're going to have, but if you had a flat Bitcoin, you could have flat revenues like Coinbase did 2019, early part of 2020. Okay. So you don't want them to be pegged to the price of Bitcoin. Right now, I think Bitcoin is up and to the right, but we don't know. And so I look at this vertically integrated fintech play, which I think is Coinbase. I look at custody. I look at staking. Coinbase custody, big money there, with their institutional clients and retail. I look at staking and what that could look like. I look at debit cards. I'm already in line for one. 1% cash back in Bitcoin, 4% cash back in XLM, which I'll immediately sell to Bitcoin. I look at lending, personal lending, debt consolidation lending, collateralized by your crypto, mortgage lending. What if you went to Coinbase to get your home loan? Yes. So this is what the future looks like, in my opinion. The future looks a lot more like what Coinbase might look like a year or two from now. I also think that Coinbase will be demonstrably a different company a year to 2 years from now. I believe they're going to push heavy into lending, personal, debt consolidation, and mortgage. It's coming. So, yeah. So let's see who's doing that math. And so then you say, well, actually, I'm not betting on a crypto play. I'm betting that this is a future retail bank, or at least a banking institution. Did you guys know that Nexo is a banking institution? Did you know that? It is a banking institution, financial institution. KYC, AML, IRS, up your A. Yes, all of it. Best believe. Patsy, what's up? Chelsea, good to see you. And okay, cool. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's talk about the pro Cointelegraph data. Top 6 coins right now, as far as none of these are in the buy range. 80 is not the buy range for me. I like the 90s. And also only one of these did I discover on Coin Alert. And so I would always go to Coin Alert first. It would alert me to something. I come over to Pro Cointelegraph. I see if there's some cross-pollination there. I first look at the top 6. I look at their Vortex scores. Cream, Finance, Polygon, Sushi, XRP, Arrowweave, Aave. What looks delicious in there? Nothing, not right now. I mean, like nothing. Then I'll look at price change, and you never want to buy on price change. You just want to use it for confirmation. Ravencoin, garbage. Digibyte, garbage. WazirX, not sure. I don't know enough about it to weigh in on it. IOST, having a pretty good move. We'll see, but you'll see why. You're going to see a pattern here. Dogecoin. Okay, why not? Awesome. Listen, if any coin's going to go up, let me tell you this. I know a lot of people that are heavy in Doge. I want Doge to win, regardless of the fact that I think it's pretty dumb. It's a meme coin. It's a community coin. But who doesn't like dogs? What kind of goddamn communist psychopath are you if you don't like dogs? If you don't like dogs, you're a bad person. So we love dogs. The whole community behind Dogecoin is vibrant and happy. And yeah, it's a little YOLO community, but so what? It's fun, right? I want Dogecoin to succeed. I certainly want it to succeed more than fucking Ravencoin. And I own a lot of Ravencoin. And I say a lot, I mean a lot. That's the coin that kept me solvent during 2018 and 2019 by arbitrage trading it. I was calling Leroy every day. Hey man, I just made this trade. I was begging him to get me some arbitrage tech. I was like, make me something I can arbitrage. He's like, no. I'm like, come on, man. He's like, no, it's a waste of my time. Well, anyway, I arbitrated it for a long time and I did really good. So, but that I want Dogecoin to win. I also want my friends, which any of you that are in Dogecoin, you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. You're probably in it because of flawed thinking and some idea that's going to meaningfully change the world. Not that it won't, but it's not likely. But so for whatever reason you're in it, I hope you win. I don't want anyone here. I don't care if you own 100% XRP. I still want you to win. I still want you to get out of this more than you got into it. People are like, are you mad that XRP is going up? Hell no, I'm not mad. No, because that means people are winning. Just because I think someone's stupid or they're making flawed decisions doesn't mean I want them to be broke. I want everybody in the junkiest fucking crypto asset, the dumbest shit on the planet. I don't care if you're trading off Satoshi Street Bets. I don't care if you're trading off pumpanddump.com, whatever. If you're in the crypto space, I want you to win because you deserve it because you're here before anyone else. Then in that space, it's going to be the smarter people, the people that have better game theory, better understanding of economics, better understanding of deal flow. They're going to do better. But I don't want anyone to lose. Who I want to lose is all those fat, rich, white, stagnant douchebags in the legacy system that have been cheating since the beginning of banking. They fucking cheat. If they all get their throats slit financially, I don't want them to die. I want them to suffer. I want them to watch us inherit everything. I want them to watch us take it all. Nothing would make me happier than stepping over some fat, rich, white douchebag on the steps of the foreclosure, the courthouse, while I'm buying his house out of foreclosure. Hey, fatty, get the fuck out of here. I own your shit. I'm going to turn it into a whorehouse. Just kidding. Maybe not. Kidding about kidding. Okay. Price moves. Doge, IOST, WazirX, Digibyte, Ravencoin. Interesting. Twitter volume. Energy Web token. I know nothing about it. Something about a 63x overnight in Twitter volume makes me think it's a little pumpy, right? A little pumpy. VThor, well, of course, VThor, because VeChain is rocketing, and because there's the hint, the talk of the town is that VeChain's going to get. I'm sure you've heard it, that VeChain's going to get a Coinbase listing. We'll see. I don't doubt it now. Look at some of the other assets that probably shouldn't be there that are there. It's likely VeChain will get a listing, and if they do, sell into it. If there's anything we've learned from Coinbase listings, they always sell off. The best thing that I've seen to do is sell basically within about the first 6 to 8 minutes. You're going to get one bump, and then it's going to bleed off for the next, week, I guess. NKN, still garbage. None of those coins ever covered except for Engine, for the coins that were listed on Coinbase. So Vitho, Dogecoin, yeah, it's getting some Twitter volume. IOST getting some Twitter volume. Thorchain's very interesting. Eric Voorhees, for those of you that Shapeshift, CEO Shapeshift, he's an OG. He says that he doesn't think coin is that big of a deal, the listing for Coinbase. He thinks the biggest thing this week was the Thorchain, the mainnet release. And it had me starting to read into it a little bit. And their token is Rune. And there's some kind of cool Hail Odin type things. So I'm looking into it. Is it something that I would buy right now? Not yet, but it's something I'm looking at. It is interesting. It is interesting. It's basically out rippling. It's out XRPing XRP. It allows for cross-chain swaps of assets, for liquidity swaps. It allows for a lot of cool stuff to occur. It's basically an omnibus kind of token that sits in the middle of all these platforms that can allow swapping and movement back and forth. There's a lot more to it, but that's just an easy way to think about it. Okay, trading volume. Doge, IOST, Thor, FTX token. Should that be familiar to anyone? FTX? Oh, FTX exchange. Yes, the ones that just inked the deal with the Miami Heat that have the stadium, and they get to rename it like FTX Stadium or something like that. I think that's the same. I think it's the same FTX. And if that's the same, then if it's the exchange token. You can call me out on that if I'm wrong, but my gut says that's the same company. Okay. And then Digibyte. So cool, man. Is there anything interesting news-wise? Well, Binance is actually launching a coin token to represent the Coinbase equity. Cool, right? Cool guy. Okay. As we go over, we'll take a quick look. Let me make sure I haven't skipped anybody. Question. Scott Hill asks, how long do you typically give an asset that has underperformed until you bail on it ever? Well, until the story changes. A lot of assets will underperform and then they'll skyrocket. Listen, Dogecoin underperformed and then in the last 48 hours, it's rocketed. You made a mint. But over the last 3 months, you were better off being in other assets that were moving more. And then, you come in and you make trades every now and then, and sometimes those trades work. If you're buying, I'm not a trader. I don't like making trades. I don't like getting in and getting out and getting in and getting out. Some people are really good at that. Some people have had success. You have to be, it's like being a criminal. Traders are like criminals. Investors are like federal agents, right? Federal agent, you go to work, you grab some coffee, you read some documents, you look at some pictures of some bad guys. You only got to be lucky once a month, maybe once a year. You win a case. Oh, I got him. I got that guy. Right? That's an investor. I buy stuff. I have a fundamental story, a reason why I think it will meaningfully change the world. I believe it has the potential for use, utility, and adoption. I can explain it to myself and my cracked out grandmother and my friends. I know what I own, and I'm willing to sit in it until the story fundamentally changes. Okay? That's investing. Trading, anything a year or less, down to 1 second. That's trading. I'm not a trader. However, I make trades sometimes because sometimes I'll buy an asset and then I realize that the story has changed or that maybe the way I evaluate it has changed because different things weight differently. Things become more or less important, right? Now maybe volume is less important than it was. Now maybe market cap is more important than it was when people are all just price fishing, looking for the next big thing. And you look at trends in sentiment and they become more important and people start chasing growth rather than fundamentals. So growth becomes more important. From a fundamental perspective, you have to weigh those things and decide, okay, what's my framework for making these decisions? And then the way I express those different positions, some of those will be trades because part of that expression of this thesis is I might own assets that no longer make sense to me or they haven't performed. I'll give you an example. There's one right now that I'm looking at that I am probably going to exit. And I have a decent profit on it. So I'm going to keep my profit in the token. And that is 1 inch. So I have a decent profit in 1 inch, not quite a double, but almost a double. If you count the free tokens, probably close to a double. I'm going to cut my position down in half. I'm going to keep my profit in the position. I'm taking my original investment out. My worry is just with 1 inch is that to me, its utility is starting to fade a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean the price won't go skyrocketing up. There's no way to know. But to me, 1 inch is no longer unique like it was. The staking is not unique. The swap functionality, while nice, is not unique. Some of the things they do are interesting, but the market doesn't seem to care. And it got listed on Coinbase, and it was a big nothing burger. So again, to me, I think the time has come for me to part ways the time has come for me to part ways with 1inch. At least I'm going to hold my profit in it. I'm not going to get rid of all of it, but I'm going to bring my original investment out. It's fine. I'm not going to say it didn't work out because I got almost a double. That'd be great. Compared to some of the other assets, it's not moved at all. If another asset's moving 5, 6, 700% a year, and I didn't catch that initial bump in 1inch, I got in like the $2 range. No, this is a high $2 range. This is like closer to $3. So I have like almost a double, which sounds cool, but not compared to my other assets. It's actually been an underperformer. And yeah, so, and also I'm worried that when Polkadot starts releasing their assets, they're going to make a big push into DeFi, and so is Cardano, and probably Near. And a lot of this swap functionality will be built in. So that's just my gut. Anyway, I'm going to part ways with my original investment. Let's just say that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And so that's just part of reevaluating the way you weight the different assets. And you should be doing this all the time. You should always be grappling with, am I right? Am I reading this wrong? What am I missing? You should always be very nervous that you're missing something crucial. And that's how you won't miss something important. But if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to reevaluate the way you weight information, then you're going to miss big moves in the market. And you're going to watch all these other projects move, and you would go, oh, crap. If I'd been paying attention to that, that might fit into my fundamental thesis. That might fit into the way that I trade. I should have owned that based on my belief system, right? And so, and again, most of us own way too much stuff. And so I'm thinking it also may be time for me, because I'm, way up, to do a house cleaning. And everything that I don't think is going to meaningfully change the world is probably going to be reduced to Bitcoin, starting in about 42 minutes. Yeah. So that's me. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Oh, I'm in this nutshell. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. So we're not going to get into a big price thing. Let's go over and let's talk Coinbase for a second. What's going on? Let me refresh the screen. This thing should just about be, chart's not available. Oh, we're so close. Okay, so you can just read down the headlines and see all sorts of crazy stuff. Let me just look over here at Theta, make sure I'm not ignoring my peeps. Critical thinking, emotional holding. Yeah. Just get rid of crap. Don't be a hoarder. Well said. That's the key. Don't be a hoarder. None of this. Do you think these people care? Baykeeper, what's up? Do you think these people spam risk? Should I answer it? You don't have to hoard these assets. And I do believe that it is tough mentally to keep track of more than about 7 or 8 assets. I have a lot of crap, and I'm in the profit in a lot of crap. And some of it's good crap and some of it's crap. And the stuff that's crap, pulling my original investments back out. I'm still going to leave my profit in the assets, but my original investment, it goes back to the 10x take 20, 2x take 10, yada, yada, yada. And once I've taken my original investment times 2 out, I'm willing to let it ride. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about killing the plan, right? I'm just saying that if you have other assets and maybe the story's changed and you're up 25, 30%, take your original investment back off the table, put it in Bitcoin. I still think we have a chance to see 80K in April, 80 in April. I still believe it's possible. So we'll see. Okay, cool. Belinda, good to see you. Cluster, Baykeeper. Max McKay. That's a cool name. That's the end of the world name. Any thoughts on Render token, the token with JJ Abrams and Ari Emanuel? If it's got JJ Abrams, you know 2 things. 1, it's going to suck. 2, it's going to make money. Because JJ Abrams is a terrible writer, but he is good at spectacle. I mean, awful writer, but great at spectacle. And so my guess is Render will probably do quite well because they will entice the rest of the compliant dipshit Hollywood community to buy into it. Based on that, I'd say there's probably a trade there. There's probably a pretty good trade there. Max. Okay. Coinbase, a pure play crypto bet. Just listen to these titles. This is analysis, by the way. Orange Ranger. Cool. Think about buying Coinbase? Here's your note. Manole Capital Management. Manole. It's hard to, okay. Despite record Q1 results, Coinbase's valuation remains ridiculous. Oh, this sounds fun. Let's see what David's going on about. We can just look at his summary and probably tear this to ribbons. Okay, no, I don't want a free account, you douches. What in the shit? What just happened? Okay, as the crypto market matures, oh my God. I guess we can't see it without having to do this stupid thing. The race to zero phenomenon took place in 2019 with fuck you, Seeking Alpha. We're going to go back because I'm not going to sign up for their free stupid crap. Anyway, it's a guy calling it ridiculous. Great. Stocks to watch. Coinbase debuts and big banks lead out with earnings season. Yep. Let's see. JP Morgan came out. They did okay. They had a lot of write-offs. Goldman Sachs did good because they cheat. There you go. What else you want to hear? I think this morning Bank of America hadn't reported yet, and a couple others. Coinbase direct listing at 66 billion valuation. This should be a core holding. Okay, so Paul seems to disagree with David. Coinbase highly overvalued at 100 billion valuation. Well, Douglas, it's not valued at 100 billion, but we're going to forgive you because that was April 1st. And we are not April 1st, we are April 14th. And as we all know, it's a 66.5 billion valuation because they lowered the price, the opening price to 250. Is anyone selling for 250? No. All right. Ryan asks, what are your thoughts on using the trading bots on KuCoin with a small percentage of your crypto assets? 7%. I would say small depends on what you consider small. 7%, 10%, I'd say 10%, but 10 or less. If you want to do a little gambling with trading bots, I wouldn't. But if you want to do a little gambling, matter of fact, Ryan, I would actually be very interested in see what your results are. I'm not a fan of trading bots. The only person I know that used one, everything was fine. And then one morning he woke up and it had traded everything to zero. His whole account, traded it all to zero. Why? Because somebody smarter than the bot, probably someone that built the bot, knew how to thwart the bot and front run all the trades and convince the bot to make trades and traded his account all the way to zero. Good for KuCoin, lots of fees. Bad for Ryan. In this case, it was Matt. So just be careful. I'm not a big fan of trading bots yet. I do think we're going to get there where trading as a human will be just stupid. And what we will be doing is leveraging AI. This is why I'm so excited about SingularityNet and Fetch and MetalX and Atomics and go down the list. I'm very excited about the future of AI and how it merges and gives a little back rub to the digital asset space and all of the things that have come from that. So I'm going deeper. That's actually what I'm doing, how I'm redeploying my monies from 1inch is I'm going heavier into AGI and Fetch and Audius. I think there's a lot of money in Audius that hadn't been made yet. A lot. And I also think Wax is probably a good play right now, but it's a play. It's a trade. It's not my gut tells me that Wax is too gamey. It's not really a long-term hold, but it's a trade. I think it's a trade against the tops listing. So I think you can play that trade. I'm certainly going to with a small amount. Okay. Let me continue. Let me continue to ramble. So here's what we know. Let's see. Bitcoin hangs near record high, but MicroStrategy, Riot stocks dip. Yeah, because we had all this buildup, all this emotion, all this excitement. Today, crypto is real. Today, it's no longer a joke. It's no longer and listen, depending on how coin does, it's going to start to be accepted into funds, right? What kind of funds? Like Van Eck and all of these big, giant passive indexation monsters. So it's going to start getting sucked up into these funds, meaning every dollar that enters the market, some percentage of that dollar is going to go into coin. This makes this whole space legitimate, at least in the eyes of many who before now still thought it was a fringe science, right? You tell them, I'm in the crypto space. So it's like telling somebody you use a Ouija board to pick investments. They're like, ew, gross. Ew, crypto. Ugh. What do you guys have like knife fights and dog fights and fucking fights? Yeah, people don't look kindly at us. They, although they're starting to pay attention. All right, Pablo asks, what do you think of OGN and Audius NFT plays? Are they late to the party? They're Johnny-come-latelys. It makes more sense for Audius. Listen, OGN is probably going to have a bright future, simply being a place where you can lay down a decentralized marketplace. Very easy, very cheap, and explode your reach. Okay, OGN is going to be just fine. Amazon did okay, right? Shopify did okay. OGN will do okay. But it's different. I don't think OGN becomes a place where NFTs. Yes, they just inked a deal with Google, which is kind of cool. I'm excited about it. I thought that was going to be bigger news. I thought that was going to be, but again, it's coming into this week where the whole news is Coinbase. So as far as Audius, NFTs make more sense with Audius because remember, an NFT doesn't just have to be a cool little picture on your phone. It could be a piece of music. It could be an album, be all sorts of stuff. What's his name? The guy that was chubby, that's no longer chubby, he just sold the rights to one of his movies, which his movies are terrible. He did Dogma and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he sold the rights to one of his films as an NFT. So a non-fungible token is a token, a unique token against any real world object, and that can still be intellectual property. So don't just think pictures. Okay. But are they late to the party? No. The party hasn't really started yet. We're only seeing the very edge of what non-fungible tokens can do in the greater realm of investment and just the world in general. Baseball cards, basketball cards, moments, and dumb artwork on Nifty is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Do you still talk on Clubhouse after the show? No, I don't. Antonio does, and he runs it, and it's great. I don't even get on Clubhouse. Listen, I accidentally found myself on Clubhouse, and I felt sick to my stomach. I had to wash my hands. I'm done with Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a cesspool. It's a place where you get bad advice. There's tons of bad advice, and even people in. Listen, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, whatever. But don't crap talk everyone else and start calling any token that isn't Bitcoin an S-coin. Because I promise most of you maxis, I will rep your max. I've made a lot more money in altcoins than you have in Bitcoin. I probably own more Bitcoin because of the money I made in altcoins while you sit back and call everything an S-coin. No, dummy. It's not like money is the only thing of utility on the whole planet, right? There are all sorts of ways you can have utility. The legacy financial system isn't just currency units, you dipshits. I'm not referring to you. Anyway, it goes back to these maximalist rooms, and the rooms become maximalist. And because nobody can really vet anybody, everybody there is fancy. And when everybody there is, everybody knows everything. I've heard some of the dumbest humans on earth, and they have 2, 3, 4,000 followers. I'm like, what kind of ignorant rubes are following these dudes? Followers create followers. It's weird. Bad advice. Dummies chase dummies. They don't know any better. And listen, I was a dummy until I got educated. We were all dummies until we got educated. It doesn't mean you have a low IQ if you're a dummy. You just don't have the information. You got to go out and get it. Most people don't want to go get it. They don't want to do the work. They want someone to give it to them. Here, buy these 6 things, do this, go. No, man. My clients that I manage with them, we work together to manage their money. They don't just, I say, get this. They don't just go, okay. First thing they ask, why? Nick, why are we doing this? And if I don't have a good why, we don't fucking buy it. And you guys should have the same thing. You need to know why you own these things. But when you find yourself in these weird rooms, in these weird maxi rooms, and yeah, honestly, most of them are closet alt traders, but they want to be cool in a group. Like anyone fucking cares that you and nine fucking avatars. It's not like you walk down the street and you're like, there's Beelzebub from Clubhouse. What's up, guy? What's up, my guy? Can I get a selfie? No one gives a fuck. You think anyone in the real world? Hell no, man. It is a cesspool. You turn your phone off, no one gives a shit. So your job on if you're on Clubhouse is just to go through there and mine it for interesting individuals that you might want to link up with in the real world, or people that have real world perspectives. There's a few, like 6. The rest of it is a shit show dumpster fire where they're just trying to sell you something. Join my secret group for the fucking, I'll teach you. Or you get advice like, don't spend all this time learning about Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. No, dude, that's dumbass advice too. You don't want to buy stuff you don't understand. That's just as flawed as buying buying Tron and borrowing against your Dogecoin to do it. You dummies. I know Bernie Madoff died. Well, I wish I could say he'll be missed, but only by tax collectors. Yeah, no, Clubhouse served its purpose, and it's just you have to go into it with the proper expectations. You have to say, I'm here to find some unique individuals that might be like-minded but have different ideas. You don't want to be in an echo chamber. If that's another thing. If you listen to a few of my episodes and you find yourself agreeing with everything, something's wrong. Something is wrong. You shouldn't agree with me. You shouldn't agree with any of us. You got to be making your own ideas. You got to be making your own trading thesis. And we can have very similar foundations to our thinking, but all of our lives are different. All of our goals are different. And you want to make sure you're not in a room or an area or wherever, right? And all of the people around you are all saying the same thing. Then you found yourself in a religion, and religions are flawed. All religions are flawed, right? Even the religion of non-religion is flawed. So just be very careful you don't find yourself in an echo chamber where confirmation bias. I'm right because the people that think exactly the way I think I'm right because they're no, dude. You have to be challenged, and you have to challenge, right? You want to be challenged on a regular basis. Always be looking for the reason why you might be wrong. Okay, let's see. Jeffrey asks, when you say own 50% of portfolio in Bitcoin, are you saying that is after borrowing against some of the I don't recommend borrowing against your assets. I've told people how to do it. And in certain cases, I have done it for very specific things, for certain types of leverage, but only for Bitcoin. I'm not borrowing against Bitcoin to go buy rando coin. If I'm going to borrow against Bitcoin, it's going to be for more Bitcoin, and that's to take on leverage. And I don't really want to do that. You don't need leverage with assets that do 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700% year on year. Do you need all the goddamn money? No, man. So I would say I think you should have half of your portfolio in Bitcoin and have no leverage. And then if there's an opportunity, because there's a massive sell-off and you feel in your heart, that this sell-off is flawed, then you can take advantage of it. I strongly disagree with not borrowing. Okay, see, I like that, Jeffrey. However, if the market sells off, you're going to be broke and I am not. And Leroy might borrow 60%. And Bob might borrow 80%, and people over at BitTrue, or not BitTrue, at Binance might borrow 125,000%. That doesn't make it right, right? It also doesn't make me right because I don't want to. I just don't want to. You can take all the risk you want. I choose not to give it back. Maybe I'll miss 50%. I'm not giving it back. I'm not going to get a margin call. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to worry that I'm near some, oh God. You don't need to. These assets move fast enough. Don't take undue risk when you don't need to. But that's my opinion. But if you can, again, everybody can make money doing all sorts of clever things, and it's all math. And if you think if something works for you, by all means, chase it. Chase it into the sun. Let's see. I agree with you. I borrow up to 30%. I don't get crazy. It allows me to enter one or two more positions, and I think it's important. Good. What I would say, Jeffrey, is I would just add this asterisk. When you have borrowed money, the minute you're in a position that's 25% or better profit, get that borrowed money off the table and put it back and take off that leverage and just keep the free position. Use it to go and mine little free positions all over the space. And if you get in the habit of doing that, taking your profit, going back, taking your profit, going back, yeah, you're going to miss some high flyers. But if something does a 10x and you have a quarter of the position, so what, dude? It did a 10x. You still have a 250% gain for free. Take the money. It's just there waiting for you. Just take it. So be reasonable about what you guys do. You don't have to take these risks. Ocean Dawn, what's going on? Joe Pirate. Let's see. Crypto Gamer 420. What's going on, man? Please run through what I wrote above. Let me see. Stress relief. Let me take a look. Remember that Disney owns Star Wars. Wax. Yeah, Wax has some good partnerships. I just don't think it's right now. It's too gamey and jokey. It doesn't look like a professional project. And I knew some guys involved. That's the problem too. I knew some guys at Wax. And they're kind of scammy, kind of scammy. They were scammy. I don't know any other way to put it. And I didn't get a really good feeling after hanging out with them. I hung out with them. I know one of them. I knew one of them pretty well. And that whole crew is just kind of like, it's just kind of irksome. Now, maybe I'm not there day to day. I don't know what they're doing, but it was irksome to me enough where I didn't want to have a big position. But I am going to front run the tops listing. Okay. Crypto Gamer, remember Nick, 1inch got rebranded to 1inch Network. They're going to add new protocols and products on top of the network. Don't forget that 1inch is on BSC and not just ETH. Yeah, cool. And all that's cool, but I'm still going to exit because I still don't think any of the things that 1inch is doing now makes them that much better than any of the other 45 swap platforms that there are. It's cool, great website and all that, but it's not great enough. And it's not a game changer. And it's not something that I think will meaningfully change the space. So for me, it's just going to be a pass, man, for me. Okay. Cool. So do we still have a price yet? Let's see. Come on, Coinbase. It might not happen while we're on the air. Oh, well, anyway, we'll definitely be talking about it tomorrow. We could see all sorts of fireworks. I'm not even going to predict because I just have no way of guessing. Yeah, I don't even know how to make an intelligent guess about what the price action is going to be. Let's see if there's anything exciting happening in the regular crypto world real quick. Bitcoin is at 63.3. It was at 64.5. It was doing great. Still doing great. We're still all-time high-ish. We broke through 61. Well, let's see, 61. Was it 61.8 is what it had to break? It broke that convincingly. It got through 62 convincingly. It hasn't given up the ghost. I'd say this is a pretty good sign. Ethereum did touch 24. It's 23.80 right now. Good for Ethereum. Cardano, it touched 155 yesterday just for a blip, but it was sitting around 151, 152 to like 139 range. We're right in the middle. 145. For those of you early Cardanians, you rich. There's no other way to say it, man. You rich. Well, moving right along. Polkadot 42 got as high as 44 yesterday. Theta sold off a little bit. Filecoin sold off a little bit. It was a lot higher. It's up-ish, but it was way up. It was high 170s. VeChain was in the almost 18-cent range. Again, people trying to front run the Coinbase listing. I would take some profit if it comes out that they're going to get listed on Coinbase. Take some profit leading into that listing or the minute it opens, because statistically you always win that way and you always lose if you hold on. Now, do I mean take your whole position off? No, because if it's going to get a Coinbase listing, then there might be other cool things down the way. But definitely take your original investment off the table at the very least. Cosmos, $24. It's cool. It's broken out of that 22 range that it was just mired in for so long. Holochain, it's gotten punished the last week or so, but it's still having a great month. Chili's, the PSG token actually did really well. Engine, 296. It was up in the high threes, looking at almost 4 last week with the Coinbase listing. It is summarily S the bed, but still not bad. Still up 28% on the week, but down on the month. Graph token, hold on for the fireworks. Mana, you got to burn it to get land. Hold on. I think this is an asset that will deplete that you want to own. Nexo token's crushing. And in August, the dividend comes out. You want to be around for that. IOST, what the jihad? 40% on the day. F yeah. I own a little bit, a wee bit, and it's enough to hold. I'm not going to take profit yet because I'm not there yet. My entry price was, like 4 cents. So I'm not there yet. And I don't have a big enough, I have like a tiny position in it. So if it was a bigger position, I would probably take some profit on this because this seems inorganic. AR, this token is going to be more exciting the closer we get to June. I'm going to continue to build this position because I really like their ecosystem and I like what they're doing. Again, with a tiny, tiny position. This is a small one. This is a lottery ticket. But I think it's a lottery ticket that gets a crap ton of attention. 1 inch, you already know, I'm trimming. Flow, almost got to 40. It's down a little bit on the day. Of course, everybody's paying attention to Bitcoin. Basically, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Coin, the listing, right? TVK, they got the licensing deals. Let's see if they can actually turn that into token price appreciation. Who knows? But I look at those the same way. Flow and TVK, very similar. OGN, Origin, should do well. It's sold off pretty heavy since its big bump. But you know what? Still 229. Still pretty good. I'm a buyer at or below $2. Stormix, like it. Fetch, love it. I'm going to add Wax. Oh, Wax is getting crushed. Is that right? So it's a 15% on the week. It's down. Where did I buy it? I bought it right here, like 25 cents. Okay, I'm in it flat, but I'm buying it for the tops. I actually had to buy it because I'm buying it for the tops drop. I'm going to play the drop, and I'm also going to buy, there's a $100 pack and a $10 pack. And I'm going to work, Alex and I are going to work to get the entire Series 1. If anybody else wants to work with us on that, we're going to try to get the whole Series 1, put it together, and then put that for sale, right? The entire first series. For those that did that on NBA Top Shots, they made a mint. So maybe we'll do it like a mini fund where you get the percentage that you contribute with the cards. Like if we try to get the whole series. So there's a few hundred. Anybody that's interested in that, be kind of fun. AGI, I'm adding. Also, there's for those of you that are paying attention, I sent some text messages out yesterday. There is a governance, a DAO governance token that's coming out. It's going to be airdropped. And it's going to Singularity Net holders. Ben Gortzel is smarter than all of us. And so I have my AGI staked through Singularity Net, and I'm also going to get the token. So dope. Audius, I'm excited about it. And it's tiny market cap. NKN, really tiny market cap. Kind of a fail as a if it's a trade and you got out on day one, good trade. If you held it past that, you got flummoxed. But again, if you're buying NKN, you're not buying it, in my opinion. It's not a flip. It's something you're going to hold. And with the assumption that, listen, these guys have over 100,000 nodes. And if this new kind of network, as they suppose, works, you're going to get good. Near, probably my third favorite protocol. It would be Cardano, it would be Polkadot, and then it would be Near. And I think there's a lot of sky above Near, and I think it will pierce that on its way past the moon. And then Rally Token. I think Rally Token is going to do really well. It's an influencer token. There you go. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the listings. Probably still not there. We're still waiting. Okay, well, we'll talk about it later. If anything crazy or traumatic happens, I'll do a little quick little post. For those of you that didn't see, we did the pack opening, the Holo pack for the NFTs. We did the pack opening, and the all of these cards that I got in this, there were some rare ones. I got 3 rares, and I got 3 rares, and I got a legendary. And out of those, this number 9, yeah, the TJ McConnell, that thing's worth a mint. Yeah, I probably pulled about $20,000 worth of moments out of that $999 pack. So pretty cool. Anyway, but the problem is you can't scale this because there's no way to continually get these packs. You have to just be lucky. It's too much of a lottery. So it's just something you do, but it's not something you can count on. Trouble buying AGI with ratio limit orders. I feel dumb. What's a ratio limit order? Just buy with a regular limit order. Go to KuCoin and buy it. KuCoin. Okay. I'm going to call it a day. You guys are great. Thank you for hanging out. It's already been a long one. I've been up since 4 a.m. I did the East Coast broadcast with the other group, and I did this one. And then I'll probably hang around in the Discord tonight, cryptoandcoffee.tv. Click on the Discord, join the Discord. And if you're a real pimp, join the VIP so that you can kind of hang out with us where we talk about all sorts of stuff that we couldn't possibly talk about on the air. And Joe Pirate adds Coinbase to list in about 20 minutes, currently at 374. That makes sense. The last sale on the close on the secondary markets was about 343. That makes sense. This thing probably goes over 400. Yep. And so there we go. Ocean Dawn say I'm good for 10K and tops. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. That'll be a lot of fun. Nick, let's see. The cluster asks real quick. Check it out for yourself. NFTs as postage stamps. Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I read the article. I don't know how much more give a shit I have. This is my thing about NFTs. If every piece of artwork is, I mean, what am I supposed to start taking pictures of these? Do I do a screen capture right now and call that the NFT of the day? Like at a certain point, we got to all kind of slap ourselves and say, okay, calm down, right? Not every goddamn thing should be a resold non-fungible token. Do I take pictures of I ordered some, it doesn't matter what I ordered, some nice shoes. Should I take pictures of those? And that's an NFT, and my feet are NFTs, and I get a bubble bath for my toes. That's an NFT. Like, fuck off, right? Like, good. Good. I just don't give a shit about fucking stamps. But you know what? Some people collect stamps and they don't give a shit about anything I give a shit about. So it is what it is. I'm not, making fun of anybody that collects weird stuff. I'm just saying that, mini flat screen on a necklace to flaunt your NFTs. That's funny. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, because if it hangs down enough, if it's like a really hot girl and you could just stare at her thing, you're like, I'm looking at your NFTs. And she could get a shirt that's like, my NFTs are up here, okay? All right. Oh, yeah, I'm not a big fan of swapping into AGI. I just buy it. I just buy it through KuCoin. Let's see. And then we'll finish this off. Jerry says, note, I've used Nexo to leverage my portfolio and borrow against debt equity ratio of 20%, which I used to buy more BTC and then park BTC on Nexo. It's worked for 2.5 years. Okay, there you go. There's someone that's very successfully using the debt to leverage system that Nexo offers and doing very good with it. If you're good with math, by all means. Too late to invest in Cardano? No, but it's what your expectations are. Is that right? Is it got a price? Nah. So those are pre-market prices, Joe. Okay. So it's like, if anybody wants a foot NFT, I'll do feet NFTs. I'll take pictures of my feet all day. They're all messed up from Thai boxing. Not really. They look like regular feet, but they're kind of bruised. Okay. Keep in mind, I have a ton of Nexo token that affords me to pay low interest rates on my loans. This is an important point. Yes, true. And that token has been doing great. Okay. And that is how we will finish it off. Good work, everyone. You made it through another long, dithering discussion. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Chart still not available. Some-be. All right. Have a great day. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything by poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out of meth, cracked out, smoking water grandmother wouldn't do. You know what? Today, she's just sniffing glue. I'm like, Grandma, what's going on? She's like, I'm building a model. I'm like, a model? What is that, orange glue? You know what? Now I'm sniffing glue.
Hey, this is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet. Hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them house roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to Prophet to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it popping. We chilling in the drop. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket. By any means I rock. This is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet.